go ahead and open it up for questions for Russell.
Russ, what happened on the play where you fumbled the ball short of the goal line, 20-yard run?
Yeah, I just thought we had a chance to go to the end zone, and try to cut back and just got hit. And I think right before I hit the ground, the ball came out. It's unacceptable. It can't happen.
You're looking for one more block there?
Yeah, I was kind of cutting off the block, and just. I didn't want to slide there. Didn't want to slide there. I felt like we could get in the end zone. Trying to get a touchdown and go for it. They made a good play.
How tough was it to try to regain momentum after that play?
I thought we did a really good job of regaining the momentum. We kind of responded really well. We had a chance. Even late in the game, and the interception just hurt us. It's just really two negative plays. I think that we felt like I was seeing it well. I thought the guys made some really good plays. I thought. Guys were making great catches all night. I mean, Calvin, Pat, just different guys were catching the ball, making plays. I thought the run game was what did a good job. I thought O-line was battling. We knew it was going to be a tough fight throughout the end, they made 2 plays on us that were significant plays. And unfortunately, I can't let that happen.
It was that 5-play sequence to start fourth quarter. You guys get stopped, then you guys get the pick, and then they take it the other way.
Yeah.
Was that too much to overcome? Did that kind of change the whole thing?
Yeah, I think that definitely changed the game. When they got that interception. I thought defense did a good job of getting the ball back. I was trying to throw it to Prue in his front number, and I felt like the ball just stayed inside, unfortunately. They made a play. The good thing about our football team is nobody, quit. We believed it the whole way through. And there's still a lot of football left. We got to respond in the right way. I got to do everything I can to lead us in the right way. I think we got a really great football team. We got a lot of good things. That's a good football team out there too. They did some good things, and and I thought that some of the plays the guys were making tonight were special. I mean, just when we fought, we fought. We left everything out there. That's for sure. Like I said, 2 negative plays, but I thought, CP's catch touchdown. I thought that Calvin's catch on the sideline, his third down catch, over the middle. I thought there was a lot of special things the guys did. I thought Mike made some good catches, and the backs did a good job.
Russ, you disappointed or concerned the nice advantages you had has disappeared in terms of the standings?
Yeah, I think there's still football to be played, and listen, I think the reality is that we got to respond in the right way after this one. We felt like we battled through and we had a chance, and it didn't work out. But the reality is that we got a game come Wednesday that we got to get ready for, and we got to see what we can do better. I know what I can do better, that's for sure. And then there's a lot of good things that we did too, and so using those things that we did well and eliminating the things that we didn't.
Russ, as a leader, what do you say we're due here over the next few days?
Just keep your head down and work. I don't think there's enough time to really play on Wednesday. I don't think there's enough time to really sulk or worry or fear. I think the best thing that we can do is come back to work and be ready to go. Like I said, I put that game on me, in the sense of, there was 2 great opportunities there. Obviously the going in the end zone, I was going for it. I'm not going to fear going for it. And sure enough, I got to watch it to see if I could have gone right or not. I tried to cut inside. I don't know, and then the interception was just a difficult play for us. So, the one thing I'm not going to do is keep my head down. Though I know for us, we got so much great confidence in who we are and what we can do and how we're going to respond. I think that's the only way. There's a lot of good things that we've been doing all year. We can't let a tough game like this, take us into a negative state of mind, because there's a lot more to play for and a lot more we're searching for, and we can still win the North. There's still a lot of opportunity there too as well, and so we just got to buckle down and get back to work.
Russ, you guys still control your own destiny in the sense that if you win the last 2 games, you'll win the division. What's the key to maximizing your opportunities?
I think first of all, not wavering on our belief. I mean, that's the first thing. I think that. I think the best thing that we have is high character guys that love the work, that love the process, that love each other. And we've demonstrated that throughout the whole season. I think that's the first thing. I think the second thing is that, just eliminating, mistakes, throughout. And I think that, when we can do that, I call them game-altering plays. There's always 2 or 3 that go your way, positively, and there's always also can be 2 or 3 that go negatively for you. So, finding that, and I think that I'm excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us. I'm excited about the guys that we have in the resolve that we have, and so I'm grateful for that part of it.
Couple more here.
Russ, you talk about not wavering in your belief. How is your role to help that out?
Say that one more time.
You said you can't waver in your belief of what you guys have been doing. Your role as a veteran quarterback, how does that help, and how do you go on that moving forward to help some of the other guys?
I think the biggest thing is we want to be standing in the end. And it's not the end yet. And we got to respond the right way. This is a tough division. There's a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of opportunity. We made some unbelievable plays today on offense and defense. I don't think there's any other way. I think we got to continue to trust the process, continue to trust that we're going to overcome it, and everything that we desire and we're working for is in front of us still, and that's good news. And so I think that's the mentality that we got to have.
So Russ,
Last one here.
How important is it to have the next 2 games at home? And if you win the next 2 games, you'll actually have a playoff game at home as well.
Yeah, I think that we can't worry about the next 2. We just got to worry about, this next one coming up. We got play on Wednesday. It's going to be a great environment. Coming back home in front of our fans. Obviously, we've been on the road the past 2 weeks. To play in front of, our fans with the terrible towels and all that on Christmas Day is a special day. And it's going to be a great battle. And so the best thing we can do is keep our head up. The best thing we can do is understand that the best days are ahead. We really believe that in who we are. And a lot of that's because of our work ethic. And a lot of that is because of the belief of the guys that we have in the rooms. And so, I think that, like I said, I think that sometimes you go in games and, you go in games and you shoot for it and it goes your way, and sometimes it doesn't. And I think the best thing that we did today was we went for it. We had some great moments, like I said, and I think the best thing we can do is just look forward to playing in front of our fans, getting back home, and fighting for what we came here to do. And I think that opportunity is still in front of us.
All right. We have Cam here.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Russ.
Appreciate it. All right, fire away, everybody.
Kim, you disappointed or concerned that you let this nice little advantage that you have kind of disappear?
Disappointed with the outcome today. As a defense, we did not stop the run. And when you do that, you can't really control the game. As a defense, there was too many missed tackles, errors, and that's just a combustion for not winning this game.
Cam, missed tackles happened last week as well. What can you do to fix that at this point of the year?
Got to talk about it, coach it up, practice it. It's not a lot of time to practice, but, we have to own what we did. That's the only way you get better through this. Starts up front. I think D-line, we didn't get our job done today.
Yeah, I was referring to where you were in the standings. The leagues have had.
I don't really pay attention to that. I'm just trying to win a game, week in and week out. That's the job. The last 2 have been tough. Haven't gotten the job done. But ball to be played.
You guys said this was a Hatton T-shirt type of game where you had a chance to clinch the division.
Yeah.
How much lost opportunity?
We didn't take advantage of that. We talked about Hatton T-shirt type of game, but just the recipe we had tonight was not conducive to winning this game. I talked about not stopping the run, not playing complementary football, not controlling sudden change. I thought a couple times we had, longer fields as a defense, and we didn't get off in time. And that just doesn't allow our team to play well.
As a veteran leader, what is your message to the group, especially going into the short week here?
Own it. More football to be played, but unless we own what we did, learn from what we did, it's going to continue to happen. You know, we're going to play good teams week in and week out, and especially when you get to the playoffs, there's not a sorry team there. So, you know, it's about guys being their gaps, guys making tackles, guys knowing their jobs and assignments. You know, and, you know, as a team, we have to learn from this. You know, two times today we had chances to get turnovers on special teams. We didn't get that. I know the offense struggled a little bit, you know, a critical turnover, but it's a team game. This is a complementary game. When we're at our best, we are complementary, playing really good complementary football. And, you know, that showing today did prove that.
Cam, how much are injuries impacting what you guys can do defensively?
You know, I think injuries play a part, but, you know, the guys that went in had played before, you know, and I will never discount what they do. We just didn't get the job done. Guys step up in different ways. We came in here before and had guys step up in those ways, but we had enough guys to go. That's not the reason why we lost, but you know, you tip your cap to them. They got the job done today.
Yeah, where does Henry hurt you the most, on those cutbacks on the zone schemes or what?
You know, once he gets going, and once he gets going, he goes north to south. It's hard to break him down. You know, if there's a crease or a gap that's pretty wide, he's going to take advantage of that. And if he gets to the second level, you know, I thought our DBs did a pretty good job of trying to get him down in instances, but you know, from first quarter on, it felt like we never really got control of it.
Cam, you guys have given up, I think, at least 24 points in 3 of the last 4 games, uncharacteristic based on how you guys started. Just
Yeah.
maybe what's behind that? If offenses figured out something, if they figured out the right recipe?
You know, I think the recipe is just, you know, we're not getting off in time. You know, 3 and outs are big for us. Turnovers are big for us. And, you know, I think we had one that was critical with Minka, but we didn't have enough. We didn't make a lot of plays to make them one-dimensional. And, you know, we didn't, you know, create an atmosphere where it was tougher for Lamar. And, you know, they played 4-minute football in the third quarter. And so when you do that, you know, you don't really have control of the game.
Anything else?
You got 3 games in 11 games, back-to-back against very physical teams and 2-time champ. Is it almost teetering on unfair, not unfair, too much?
Nope. It's what you sign up for. It's football. No matter who it is, I sign up for everything. And I know everybody in our locker room does. And so when the schedule's made, you just play it. You know, if we had won 3, would we really be talking about it? You know, we've had opportunities. It's not like we go into the game and, you know, there's not an opportunity to take advantage of it. It's just in those moments we're not. And we got to learn from these mistakes and, you know, start capitalizing on it.
How does that change the degree of difficulty, though, because of the quick turnaround and trying to learn those lessons, but then you also have to take a quick turnaround. It's hard to implement them in that window.
It's hard, but, you know, who said football was easy? And so, you know, we talk about it. If you're a veteran or you're a pro, you know, you're taking care of your body tomorrow, but you're also watching film, whether it's this game or, you know, the opponents. And, you know, that's how we roll. We don't make excuses. You know, we deal with what we got and we move on.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Pittsburgh Media.
All right, so quickly on Russ and Cam. So Russ said he didn't want to slide on the fumble, and for whatever reason, I mean, he really thought he could get in. And I said this watching the game, was that Russ, even say 5 years ago, he has definitely lost a step since. So 5 years ago, he gets into the end zone, but he really wanted that touchdown and thought he could get it. And, you know, who knows, maybe instead of cutting left inside, you should have cut right back to the outside, and who knows, maybe it works out. But yeah, so he didn't want to get down, so he really wanted that touchdown. That almost makes me feel like he's pressing a little, which is not good. And the Steelers, just in general, they have to play well. Again, it was the missed tackles, it was the getting out physical, it was poor decisions, not sliding, what have you. They have to be smart. That plays into the poor decisions. You got to be a team. You really do. At this point, like, you got to group together, band together, and not be pointing fingers, anything like that. Russ talked about the game-defining plays that are positive and negative, and you got to make sure you have more positives than you do negatives. And something I knew but I didn't think about was we have 2 straight home games to close out the regular season, and if we can go win and win, then we can actually have a third. And it gets into the iffy territory on what Baltimore does, because let's say we lose to Kansas City, but they lose to Houston. Then I think we're still in first, and then it would just be we have to match or beat what they do. So if they win, we have to win. But if they lose, we could lose. If they tie, we have to tie or win. This is where you're going to really get into the what's possible. But yeah, you got to win your last 2 games. Win your last 2, and you are division champs. Because I saw something that said Baltimore would win its last 2. If they were to do that, Pittsburgh would have to lose one of their last 2. So it's like, okay. So that sounds like Baltimore has to have one more win than Pittsburgh does, but that's where you come into like if like Pittsburgh were to win versus Kansas City and lose versus Cleveland, and maybe Baltimore or Cincinnati, and Baltimore is lose to Houston but beat Cleveland, does that what affects what? The easiest way is just win out. Not having George has really shown itself to me, just what the impact it's having on the offense, and it's pretty clear to everybody what's going on. Team should be pissed about the outcome, and I wrote PQ. So there was something, and who knows, maybe we see it in the next part here, but there was something that said PQ was talking with the defensive players and the miscommunications and people not being where they're supposed to be. There was one touchdown to, I think, Mark Andrews that was wide open. There was definitely miscommunications, guys not being where they're supposed to be, XYZ. And Patrick's like, guys, just be where you're supposed to be and communicate. And he was trying to rally the defense after the game. Because, that game did mean something to him, being back in Baltimore, where he spent his first 4 years of his career and people were cheering for him. And, he'd make a play, whether it be a sack, a tackle for loss, an interception, a fumble, something. And everyone's cheering, and now he's on the opposite team, and these people who cheered for him for 4 years are booing him. So he definitely, I think, is one of the absolute leaders on this defense, and hopefully he can keep the group together and help out there. And we're just not getting off the field enough. Cam said it, we're not. You got to be able on after the Russ's fumble, right? And Baltimore went 96 yards all the way to the end zone. You can't have that. You really can't. Injuries are piling up, and yeah, Cam said it does play a part, but it's not the be-all, end-all. It's these guys who are backups. One, they're backups for a reason, but they're on the team for a reason. So if you have backups, they got to be able to sufficiently fill the role left by the starter, and hopefully the starter comes back sooner rather than later. And the pass losses, I just wrote this down. The pass losses seem to be looming large because, you take the loss versus Indy, where we really could have won that game, but you had the fumble by George inside the 10, maybe even inside the 5, wherever it was. You had Justin, who all he has to do is not take a sack. And what did he do? Not only did he take a sack, but he fumbled the ball. and he ended up giving the ball away when we were in field goal range. So between those two plays, and we ended up losing that game by 3. You had Dallas, who won the game right at the end. The Cleveland game, like a lot of these losses early on to the easier part of our schedule, they're really starting to loom large. It is, and it's just, what if? But also, if you're Baltimore, it's what if, what if you didn't lose to the Raiders, and what if you didn't lose here, what if you didn't lose there? Justin Tucker, if he makes his kicks that he missed, they'd be leading versus Pittsburgh or winning versus Pittsburgh. So then that changes the course of the game. Now Pittsburgh has a little more urgency. It's a variation of things. So the losses for us, and I guess Baltimore to a degree, are really starting to loom large and play the what-if game. All right, so that is it for this one, and we're going to head to the players in the locker room.
How tough was it to try to regain momentum after the fumble there in the second quarter that, looked like you guys were about to be on the doorstep of the end zone, instead it goes the other way for 7?
We don't, stuff happens. We're a team that usually counterpunches. We don't look at that as like any momentum loss.
We have.
Or, it just didn't go our way.
Why do you think you guys weren't able to counterpunch today?
I don't know. I'm going to look at the film and see why.
Is there any consolation that you guys, if you went out, you could still win the division here?
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I'm just focused on Kansas City.
How do you guys recapture the momentum against Kansas City? What do you have to do to kind of change the way things have been going?
Just play like how I know we play,
I know it's a next man up attitude, but is it, how much does it hurt when you're missing 4 or 5 starters and another guy goes out in a game like this?
We don't like to live like what ifs, the next man up is just as important, so, we don't look at that.
You guys took a big hit on the secondary there. How do you kind of approach that, getting through this game and then into next week as well?
Just have to get better. We have to get the guys up to speed that are playing as quickly as possible. I think we have 4 days until our next game, so no time to sit around and pout.
I know you guys don't like to use excuses, TJ, but 4 starters on defense you're missing. How much does that hurt and how frustrating is that?
Everybody's dealing with that stuff at this point of the season, so you can't really count on it.
Were there some communication problems defensively today as well?
I'll have to look back at the film. I'm up front, so I don't really get to see what's going on in the back end, but I'm sure if there was, we'll get them corrected and get them corrected quickly.
You guys still have everything in front of you, though. You win these 2 games, you still win the division. Is that something that you guys are thinking about, maybe a consolation to something like this?
We need to watch the tape, get better, and like I said, we have a game in 4 days, so that's the focus.
TJ, you guys did pretty well against Barkley last week, 160 for Henry. Can you put anything to what you guys didn't do as well this week against the run?
I think it's just not playing sound defense. Just the simple things, tackling, myself included, being gap sound, relying on everybody in the gap game, and ultimately getting the runner down. We didn't do that enough tonight.
All right. I have no additional notes I wrote from Jalen or TJ because it was literally just reiterating the stuff that I'd already written down about the mistakes, playing well, having to play better, anything like that. So, and we did not see the thing from Patrick, and it's odd that they only had 2 guys talking in the locker room, at least from this. I'm sure other guys spoke to media, but they only put these 2 in for whatever reason. So, yeah, that is it for the players' press conferences and media. So, if you guys did enjoy this, please do leave a like. And if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, turn notifications on. I'll see all you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.